Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous two-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Don't miss out on the final football game of the season with Prize Picks. Join now because Prize Picks are giving away a free pick for the big game where 1 yard equals 1 win. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Download the Prize Picks app and use code FIELD and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code FIELD on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
I don't want to go.
You don't want to go? I'll tell you why you don't want to go, Andrew, because it's stupid. They shouldn't have graduations for kids that are 5 years old.
Get in the car right now. I cannot watch you two drag your heels anymore. Get in the car.
I
left
sick.
something inside.
I don't feel good.
I left something inside. I have to go get something inside.
You guys both know my kid hates me, okay? The only cachet I have is that I pal around with 2 famous people who are coming to his graduation.
Who are the famous people?
Yeah, who are they?
David Duchovny and Jay Duplass, and they said they couldn't go, so I need you guys to come instead.
Oh, this is so stupid.
Wait. Are we only doing this because we have a listener with the same issue?
That's right. What the
Comparison is the thief of joy, and I would never, ever want to steal anyone's joy, but I'd be remiss if I didn't state that I feel I have been way better than everyone on this podcast for a while. My name's Adam Caton Holland. Welcome to the Grawlix Saves the World.
My name is Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orvidal.
And this is a comedy podcast about bettering your world. And again, one should never compare, but when one keeps racking up wins in a sort of record-breaking fashion, is it wrong to sort of zoom out and compare a little bit and see, like, are the others even trying? Is one really bringing it while the others are phoning it in?
First of all,
you are thieving our joy right now.
You first of all, you are not dominating this in the manner that you think you are.
Yeah, let's see the stats.
I think Andrew is probably winning, and I hate saying that because I don't think
I'm winning. I don't think I'm winning, but I think it's closer than Adam is suggesting.
Listen,
I think the
know
only thing we can agree on is that I'm losing, but it's because you two have a personal vendetta against
Vendetta?
I see.
Vendetta?
And people listening, I can't make a mistake.
No, it was Vin Diesel's short-lived rap career.
Vendetta. Hell yeah, dude.
He found he didn't have the language.
Your family.
He didn't have the linguistic dexterity. Not enough stuff rhymed with family.
You guys, do you see what I deal with on a regular basis? Imagine being
you say
around
things like vendetta, you have it coming, my friend.
Vendetta, dropping off the babysitter.
Literally cannot make a mistake because you're going to pay for it constantly. And it creates a sort of PTSD that I found that I've been carrying around.
What do you think PTSD stands for? I'm just curious.
Papa tried, sit down. Okay, and that's what it means.
Isn't that the title of Vin's second album? When he knew that he was getting dropped.
Down.
It's when he knew he was getting dropped from his label.
Papa
he released
tried,
Papa Tried and Sit Down.
It's what it means. It's what you say to your kids after you've snapped. Okay. And they're like, you shouldn't behave like that, Dad.
Oh, it's PTSD. The apology. It's the apology.
It's Papa tried.
Papa tried.
Sit
PTSD.
down.
Sit down. We have to talk about what I did.
Yes, exactly. And I think you guys feel pretty
sounds like
silly
Ben's got
now.
a home brew for this one.
Listen, Andrew, we know that no one keeps stats, okay? There are no clean records. This is like the Negro League Baseball of podcasts. It's just a bunch of chicken scratch. They didn't keep good records. Everyone knows that. It was wild. There was different leagues. It was all over the place.
There's probably another example you could have used.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good one, Adam.
You guys are uncomfortable with race. You guys are uncomfortable with your approach towards race. I know the Negro League Baseballs were wildly. There were so many different leagues. They couldn't keep good stats because they were falling apart, coming back together through no fault of their own. This is not a racist turn. This is a factual turn.
Yeah. Well, I know the term itself isn't, but maybe I would compare it to like a rec center basketball league. You know?
You could have. And I also think it's coming from you. It feels racist.
Stop.
Well, I'm sorry, Adam. Anyway,
you know why you're lashing out at that and going low that way? Because you are losing this podcast all the fucking time.
We are all in agreement that I am losing this podcast. There is no fucking question. No listener has ever questioned that. So you're just pointing out the obvious, and I hope you feel very proud of yourself.
And because there are no accurate records, using whatever analogy you two fucking dopes are comfortable with, all you can go with is a feeling. And the feeling I have is that I constantly win this podcast.
Andrew, you know what I love? I love when he calls me a fucking dope because I love to see the hubris of distance. And that's what it is. All you're using is the geographic distance between us, the fact we're not in the same room, as a sort of armor. Because you're a keyboard warrior, Adam, and everybody fucking knows.
Online.
Yeah,
I'm tough online.
Internet
you're
tough
tough
guy.
online. But
Tough
if I get
online.
if I gets in your face, okay, if old Vendetta gets in your face, that's not how you talk to Daddy. That isn't how you talk.
Or you're
going to
wind up with a PTSD situation, Adam.
Yeah. Okay.
I will say this after that
Papa
little
tried.
screed.
Sit down. All right.
What is not
The
surprising?
kid's holding like a steak up to their eye.
What's not surprising, yet what remains disappointing, is that when I point out how that Ben is failing at a sort of intellectual pursuit, he goes to physical prowess. And that is just like, okay, wow. I could never have predicted that one.
No, when have I? What are you guys talking about here? When have I ever said that? That's
You have said
not
it before.
What I do. Okay,
You have said it before.
I am very upfront about that, Adam. I am very upfront. I have beat you at every physical challenge in this, with the exception of baseball. And that's why you did not win on swimming. Andrew won on swimming.
I swam faster.
I don't even want to. What are we doing today? Because here's what's going to happen.
I'm going to say this.
No, Andrew. I want to do a little bit of soothsaying here. Okay, what's going to end up happening is that you're both going to give wiener advice on this next person.
We're doing wieners
zero
today?
help from this. Shut up! Shut up! You know the last episode, how long you guys went on putting underwear on a corpse? Do you guys
Not long enough. We haven't even got the answer yet.
Yeah, we didn't
get to the bottom of that. We just fucking scratched
no one
the surface.
responded. You guys dropped the ball as listeners because we need to know that.
We got to appeal more to morticians. It's about what we're putting out.
Oh my God, we should do a mortician-friendly podcast.
We should do a mortuary tour. Is what we should do. We should do live pods at mortuaries around the country,
just for the staff.
Oh my God, that would be the embalm.
I see what
Do you know
did
what
there.
did you see what I did there?
I did see that. Now you're
That's
back,
cool.
and you warmed up because I poked you a little bit.
To your original point, I think I have won more of the fan response as far as them voting on whether or not I won the challenge. Okay, so I'm winning the People's Choice Awards here.
Wow.
And that to me is...
And that counts. That's what everybody says about movies. It won the People's Choice Award. That's
well,
the
should
thing
be
they
the
care
they
about.
should be the metric that matters most. Vendetta would tell you that.
Have you seen what the people are doing to this country?
Yes.
I'm
changing it. Warping it. They're trying things. They're like putting on a coat and being like, this doesn't fit me, or this looks like an SS uniform. I like this. That's what's happening right now. You are only winning. Maybe. I think Andrew.
We might get into this in the third act. We're going to make a huge announcement about the podcast very soon.
Not that huge.
Maybe in this
small announcement.
It's big. It's big where I come from, and this is another reason why you don't try very well. You don't know how to sell news on the podcast and really build it up.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Adam. I don't think you should.
Yet another reason
people.
I'm dominating the pod, Andrew. Just a side reason.
And when you act like that, Andrew,
but what I ask
you give
is
him
that
something to
in
seize
this
onto.
new era that we're going to announce, I ask that both of you try a little harder.
Wow. After that little screed, Adam, your advice today had better be so fucking sparkling. You have already dug a grave, and you're starting from the bottom of it. So
I'll lie in that
luck.
grave, and you can put panties on me, Andrew.
Ben,
we're winning
it's my
back
vote.
The mortuary people. This is how it's done, y'all. It's not done through a big format change. It's just done through using language they can better understand.
Hey, producer Ron, will you play "Lie in Our Graves" by DMB? Thanks.
Don't do that, Ron.
Please don't do that, Ron.
No.
Well,
Objection, Ron. Strike that from the record. Ben, my vote is yours to lose. Okay?
That puts a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah.
God.
You're carrying the ball. You got 20 yards to go. Don't fumble it.
I feel like John Kerry. Okay.
Well, now that Papa tried and he made you sit
remember
down,
who that
let's
was.
start the next challenge. Let's start it up. Andrew, what do we got?
Yeah, what do we got? We got a listener letter
We've got a letter. This is actually a letter from our live show. We're now taking advice requests at our live show. If you don't want to message us electronically, you can do so analog style with a
advice
pen
box
and a
at the
paper. Show. So here we go. This is from our live show. This is an anonymous letter.
Okay.
My mother is trying to guilt us into going to my nephew's high school graduation next May in Baton Rouge. Ugh. I don't want to go. Should we? How can we get her to back off?
Okay.
So this is
it's very simple.
Mister doesn't want to go to the nephew's high school graduation in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
It's about Baton Rouge. It has nothing to do with the nephew or the mom.
Interesting take, Adam. So you think it's more of an issue of...
I think we need more info. What happened in Baton Rouge? What was the incident?
Well, we don't have more info, and as professionals, I don't think we need it.
Do you know what Baton Rouge means? It means red baton.
I think it just warmed up in Adam's little podcasting corner. I could see the simmering hate waves coming off of him.
Your face turned so rouge, Adam. It turned Baton Rouge. We're
going to take a break. When we come back, we will get into the letter.
This is competitive advice. If you're somehow just now listening, this is a competitive
advice podcast. So we're going to give advice to this listener. I'll do it because you guys never do this well. I think it's my history with broadcasting. But well, you guys know I've been in broadcasting.
I could tell because of how much you keep picking your nose while you're talking into the mic.
I didn't pick my nose. I have an itch on the inside of it. Do you see me coming out with anything from it? Look,
you just haven't dug deep enough.
I'm not going deep. I'm kind of scratched the inside of my nose. Anyway, we're going to answer this question for those listening. As you know, this will be competitive. That's the most important part of this. It will. Stop it. The idea will be competitive.
I think that's the idea of the pod, but I think the listeners are like, when will that actually bear fruit? Is it just going to be another Adam Dunk sesh?
Okay. Oh boy.
No one ever starts.
I can't wait for this.
Is this going to be another Adam Dunk?
I'll listen again today, but it's probably just going to be another Adam Dunk sesh.
So we're going to do that. But before we do that, we got to take a quick break, pay some bills. If you are a Patreon subscriber, you have the option to listen to this without the ads. So please, that is the best way you can support us. We get a small amount of ad revenue, but the majority of what we do for this podcast comes off Patreon. Visit our Patreon page.
For real.
It's patreon.com/Grawlix saves. And when we come back, we're going to answer this question. We're going to help this person. We're going to fix their problem. So stay tuned.
Your neighborhood just got cooler with Kroger Delivery's refrigerated trucks. Simply order groceries at the same great prices online as in-store, and we'll bring them to you fresh every time. And if that wasn't cool enough, you can now earn 4 times the fuel points after 4 with your digital coupon. Choose a next-day Kroger delivery time slot for 4 p.m. or later on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Must deliver by February 4th. Restrictions apply. See Kroger.com for details.
We are back through the magic of podcasting. Time has elapsed. In the break, Andrew and Ben both placed their hands on a Book of Mormon that I stole from the Courtyard Marriott, and they pledged to try harder this episode. And that is on fucking Joseph Smith. If you turn your back on that
I
pledge,
said John Smith.
that's on John Smith. No, it's on Joseph Smith. So if you forsake that pledge, you forsake the Church of Latter-day Saints. So remember that as you try not
You
to phone
also
it in.
have to stop stealing Mormon Bibles. It's why we have not been able to do this show in Salt Lake or Provo or any other city that I don't know.
When
in
you
Utah.
have Bonvoy points, you stay at a Marriott. That's how it works. And so if that's the book that they want to give me, Ben, that's the book that I
They
choose
don't
to
give
take.
you those. They're for everybody, and you
They're
are
donations. They're donations.
Well, Adam, we did do it, and I don't think you know anything about the Mormon Church at all. I mean, I'm just gonna whatever you just recited the lyrics.
Guy found plates in the woods, started
Okay,
a new
you know a little.
thing, traveled
Thanks,
across
Andrew.
the country because everyone's like, you can't do the new thing. He wanted to fuck all the women. They settle in Utah. They let him fuck all the women.
Oh, don't forget where
They massacred a bunch
slaughtered
of settlers.
Native Americans or settlers, and then blamed it on Native American.
I was getting to
indigenous
that.
people. Yeah, they
I was
love
getting to
talking
that.
about that. That's like one of their favorite.
Then they
things
opened
did.
Wise Guys, and it's a pretty good club for where it is.
That's
The
it.
history of Mormonism from
You all
Joseph
just
Smith
listen
to
to it.
Wise
You don't
Guys.
need to. You don't need a 12-part docuseries. You just got it right there.
Done.
From Joseph Smith to Wise Guys Comedy Club. In
This is
4
Mormonism.
moves. Yes.
So we have a listener letter for us to resolve competitively. This is a person who's been guilt tripped by their mother and going to their nephew's high school graduation in Baton Rouge. They don't want to go, and how can they get her to back off?
Mhm.
We're gonna tackle this hardcore.
Yep. Who won the last one? That was.
Oh, I got an
Unfortunately,
idea.
I
It's
think
me.
it was that. I
It's
think it
me,
was that.
'cause all I do is win.
Awesome. Okay.
It's me who won.
win, no matter what.
Yep.
So that means he goes last, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So I went first last time. So Andrew, you're up.
I don't know if you went first last time, Ben, but
I think
again,
I went
haven't been
first.
paying attention for a year and a half.
I don't mind going first because I come to this podcast ready to advise on anything. I don't need time. I don't need time to think
I
about
do want to
anything.
say to the listener, Ben and I were like, there's no way Andrew shows up to pod today because he was 5 minutes late. And
Yep.
so
And he did show up,
But here I am.
and he does not look like he's been picked at by birds, which is what we thought would happen.
So
But he,
so
he's
normally I
pretty
call
coiffed.
bullshit on Andrew. Today he does seem to be,
but he
relatively
may actually
put
be in
together.
the slot. He may be running the zone right
He
now.
might be in the pocket.
Yeah. So Andrew,
Other-
we're going
other
4
football
minutes.
Advice
terms.
from the pocket.
We're going for 4 minutes. And,
Okay. Let me keep time also because I don't trust you.
You don't trust me to run the timer. Like I'm going to screw you over.
No, you're
All right.
going to start like texting someone. You're not even going to be on your clock app. I don't trust you at all.
That's probably pretty accurate. All right, here we go, Andrew. And 3, 2, 1, advice.
Here's my advice. Don't go. You're a grown-up. And one of the best
Typical.
perks of being a grown-up is to say no to stuff that you don't want to do. You can just politely say, I'm not going to go. It doesn't mean you don't love your nephew or your mom. You can send your nephew a graduation card with a crisp hundo inside. The money that you would save by not going to Baton Rouge. Just give that. That's what your nephew really wants, his graduation money. They don't want to see their lame aunt or uncle shuffling around the party.
Now the listener is lame. Okay.
By the nephew's perspective, I have 3
Sure.
nephews, and let me tell you, you have a lame phase.
I got
with them
2.
when
They
they
worship
turn
the
into
ground I walk
teenagers.
on.
Well, they're not teenagers yet.
One of
so,
them loves me.
Yeah, sure.
This is awesome. My popcorn is almost done, so keep
You don't
it
think
going.
Henry's a big fucking fan?
Oh, what do you think of that, Andrew? Keep going,
I
Adam.
think
You're
I
chewing
find-
into his time with this bullshit advice.
I find it very dubious. So just politely decline. And I'll tell you, this advice comes
Politely decline.
from, you'd politely decline. I was recently invited to my nephew's graduation in Colorado Springs, Colorado's Baton Rouge, and I politely declined. Did my mom try to guilt trip me into going? Absolutely. But I am in my 40s. I'm an adult
Second 40s.
person. At some point in your life, you have
Back
to do
40.
Back 40.
what you want to do. I'm in my back 40s.
You're out there mowing your back 40. Keep going, dude. You're doing great. And I think this is all really going to connect with our listener.
Yeah, I'm not bored and wish I was still asleep.
You know, if you need to take a nap, you've got 2 more minutes. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Bye.
So, my advice is just stand up for yourself and don't go. Politely decline. Send your nephew a nice graduation card with the money inside and kick back. Enjoy your May without going to fucking Louisiana. Done.
All right. He did that.
2 minutes.
He did that in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That was pretty damn good, Andrew. And really not advice at all.
What are you talking about? That was literally the answer to their question.
No.
They said, what should we do? How can we get her to back off? I said, don't go. Politely decline.
Yeah, I'm with Andrew. I don't agree with anything he said, but that was advice, Ben.
I
was
think
advice.
it's barely advice. He didn't give advice on how to handle the backlash from your parents. How are you going to deal with that? There was no like details to it. It was just don't go. Oh, well. And I don't think that that's how family works, especially when you're dealing with deep Creole sensitivities. And
that is
sounds like you're ready to give your advice. Sounds like
and that's
deep
what I'm talking
Creole
about. Adam.
These are
sensitivities.
bayou bonds that we're talking about.
That's
and
what
they are a little stronger
Thank
than
you.
Rocky Mountain high altitude bonds. That's very
Exactly. Well, ours are bonded, but because of the thin air, what bonds us is further apart.
There's less
And that's just
oxygen,
part of
so the bonding molecules have less to work with. To
Exactly.
attach them.
But down in, say, Baton Rouge, which
Sure,
is
the
once
red
again
bat.
French for the red baton, look at the red baton on that beagle when he
Right.
lays over.
No, their family ties are as thick as a nice roux. You know what I mean?
That's what they say. They say that down there.
They
The
say our
air
family
is-
runs as thick as a nice roux.
As a nice
and you have
roux.
to keep it.
And they say it like Gambit from the X-Men. Ben, it's your turn.
You have to keep moving a roux. You have to keep it going. You know what I mean? You can't
Thank
let
you.
it sit because
Okay,
it'll
thank
burn.
you.
It'll get sticky and it'll burn.
Exactly. And that's how family ties down there go. Because as you guys know,
Deeply unhelpful
And that's
meandering.
why a lot of the kids in those families move from house to house pretty constantly.
exactly. And here's the thing, Adam. I'm Cajun French. I'm
Sure.
part Cajun French. I am.
How convenient
My
for this
mom is
episode.
I am French.
Never heard you talk about it.
Acadians are the Cajun people. That was how they left northern Maine and Canada and they moved to Louisiana. A large group of them settled. That's my mom's
like the
side of
Mormons.
family.
They got kicked
They're
out of
Acadians.
they kicked out of Mormonism. Too weird. They went down to Louisiana.
Exactly. They were spirited actors, gifted mimics, and I come from a long line. All right, I'm ready to fuck this one up.
It sounds like it. All right, do not fuck this up, Ben. Like I said, this is you have my vote to fucking lose. So, good God.
Let's hear
On
from
your
gifted
marks,
mimic Ben Roy.
get set. Advice.
Here's my advice, and I'm going to go earnest on this one. What a shock, because these two don't ever want to give actual advice.
Stop it.
I'm going to call earnestness horn. Uh-oh.
I just gave it. All right. God damn it.
That's stupid.
I know. The earnestness horn is sounded. I'm going to say, because I'm sounding the earnestness horn because I don't want Adam's asshole comments on this.
That's not fair to
But
preemptively. What a coward's way out.
I struggled so much in high school. It was very difficult to get through for me because I did not feel like I fit in. I did not feel like it was a place where the learning was designed for people who learn in the manner that I do. I'm not. These guys know when we were working on Those Who Can't, it's very difficult for me to sit in a room still. And there are a lot of kids like that. And so when I didn't end up actually graduating with my class, I didn't get my diploma on time. It's honestly one of my biggest regrets in life. I think kids will often minimize and downplay how important graduating from high school is. They don't see it as a big deal, but it is a big deal. They're one of those groups of kids that actually made it through, and it is a huge deal, and it's a huge turning point in their lives. I think personally, you should go and support. I don't think it's for your brother or sister, whoever this nephew is from. I think you should go to support the child because it is a huge fucking deal that kids these days were engaged enough to make it through high school and to graduate and get their diploma, and they're moving on into their adult life. I think you should go to support the kid. And I think that's I think Andrew is a piece of shit for not going. He's a total asshole, not a good person. And I think I told
you had my vote to
-1.
lose. And here you are at the 1 yard line,
and I'm
bobbling
losing
the
it. You
ball,
told me it's mine to lose, so I lost it.
Bobbling
and I'm not
the ball.
scared anymore. I won't be blackmailed. I won't be emotionally blackmailed to be nice to you. You fucked up. No, I listen, if I could go back and wear a cap and gown and participate in that, I would love to. It's something I feel like I was deprived of. I don't know how Andrew feels about that because I know we're in similar situations as it comes to our high school careers, but I think you should go to support the child. But that is my opinion. End earnestness horn, end advice.
Wow, thank you for keeping it so formal and a minute under time. End earnestness horn, end advice.
Well, I want you guys to feel free.
He's talking to Siri.
I want you both to feel free.
Well,
to have a laugh at my earnestness.
If nothing else, we have boxed Adam into a tight spot because so far the advice is don't go, but also go. Let's see what third option.
The advice was Andrew said you shouldn't go. You don't have to skip it. I say it's whether or not a kid can elucidate or say it or feels comfortable enough to say it. It is a big deal. It's there.
And you said go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was paraphrasing.
No. You're lumping ours together. Yours is a garbage piece of advice.
No, I'm saying that we have bookended Adam into not having
I get
any
that, but
route for advice.
I don't want to be on your shelf.
Would you
I'm on
shut
a different
up?
Shelf.
Shut up.
No, I'm on a different
shut
shelf.
Up.
I'm not
shut
part
up.
of your bookends.
Shut up.
You shut up.
I'm not.
Stupid.
You make me want to not vote for you so bad.
It's mine to lose. So Papa tried. Sit down.
You're trying to drown it in the toilet. All right. Adam, it's your turn. You have 4 minutes.
Adam,
on your
here
marks,
we go.
Get set, advice.
Oh, man. Ben's earnestness horn, that was hard for me. There was a lot I wanted to jump in and say during that.
I know you did, but I appreciate you respecting the rules of engagement the Geneva Convention sets.
Yeah, there was a lot. Maybe in the 4th act, I'll kind of tee up those disses.
Some people want to hear them a week later.
I recently had some experience with kind of this situation, listener. Basically, I had been booked to play a comedy festival I've always wanted to play. I've never played it. Timing's never worked out. And my 13-year-old niece or 12-year-old niece, Sylvie, is currently doing all of the things to have her bat mitzvah. She's going for it. She's getting ready. And it just happened. They booked the date. It fell on the date of that comedy festival. And it fell on the Saturday of it. So I was like, okay, maybe I can just go on Thursday, Friday. I'll come back on Saturday. But there's like a morning service, and then there's a party in the afternoon. And I was like, I really want to do this fest. So in my head, I'm just trying to do this logic. Maybe I can skip the morning thing, but be there for the celebration later on. And I didn't ask my niece because she's 12 and she might want to just say, sure, Adam, go do that thing, and not let on how much it meant to her. But I asked my sister, I said, well, what do you think? Can I come late? Can I do this? Can I do that? And she's like, I think it would mean a lot to her if you were there. And you know what I did? I bailed on the comedy festival. No worries. My niece is more important.
Oh my God.
I will go to this. So I don't know what your circumstances are financially. I don't know if you don't get along with your mother or your brother or sister who is the parent of this child. But I think you skip the mom guilt trip. It's not her fucking deal. Ask your sibling how much this means to your nephew. And let them say, oh, they really don't give a fuck. They hate this. They hate the whole thing. They don't even want to go. And then you'd be like, okay, then maybe it's not. They can shoot you straight. So I think the answer is talk to your sibling about exactly what it means to the kid. A lot of kids, Ben, all due respect, don't even want to go to their fucking high school graduation. They're like bored with it. They're over it. They're just there like, because it's an obligation they have. And then they want out. So maybe it is that situation. It doesn't mean a lot. So I fall exactly betwixt you two. Andrew says don't go. Ben says go. I say maybe go.
Wow.
I say maybe go. But do a little bit more recon. Talk to your brother or sister. Find out exactly whether it's something you need to go. And fuck your mom's guilt trip. This has nothing to do with your mom. And I'm sorry it's in Baton Rouge. Why'd they make that choice? I don't know.
Red Baton. Oh,
I don't know.
Wow.
So the advice
Right.
is get more info from your sibling and then make a decision.
So
Because
you chose a middle, like the Goldilocks kind of style of this.
I chose exactly what I did. I went to my sibling and said, what does this mean to the child? And I got the straight dope, and I made my information informed now I made my decision with that information.
Here's the problem, Adam.
What's the problem, Ben?
I think it's good advice.
Mm-hmm.
And that presents a problem for me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because
A familiar conundrum.
no, it's not familiar. This isn't familiar at all. Okay.
Of Adam having give the best advice, but turn the screws on you so tight you don't feel good voting for him.
No, that's not the conundrum. Okay. That's not what
you are Creole. Now I can tell.
Yeah.
Conundrum.
No, it is good advice. You're I think what bothers me the most is everything that happened earlier in the episode. And
Sure.
I think that's why I'm struggling.
I get it. I understand that.
And it was a lot of your attitude, I think, earlier, and everything you said.
In my
and then
defense,
all the stuff
my defense, can I say don't even talk to me until I've had my coffee?
Says it right there on the mug.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
I just I'm frustrated by it. I think we've given you 3 pieces of advice, listener, that are
One was too little, one was too big, and one fit just right.
it doesn't fit just right because
My advice was what you wanted to hear because you don't want to go. That's why you
you're
asked
playing
us
a little
for
bit
ways
of the
to
Church
not
of
go.
Satan here. Free will. It's all about free will.
So I'm here on your
Love
shoulder to
isn't
tell
real.
you
Your
you
mother
don't have to
doesn't-
go.
Everyone,
You're an
everything
adult.
perishes from the
You're on
earth.
adult time now. You're not beholden to other people. You can
It's
just say no
interesting.
to things you don't want to do.
Adam
okay?
is going off of the idea that every teenager is honest about their feelings and will tell their
I didn't
parents
say
about.
that,
Yes,
but
you
I
did.
think the parents got a pretty good sense of what
No, they
this
don't.
means to
No,
the
they
kid.
don't.
And
No,
the
they don't.
parent
Yes,
is
they do.
also going to say things like, it would mean a lot to them if you were there. They could
Do you
also
know-
say that, and
do
the
you-
kid's
listen,
not even going to clock
the
you there.
person
They're not
who is
even going to
listening to
notice.
this, do you know how much at that time I was like, I don't give a fuck about school. Fuck this shit. Fuck all of this. I didn't care. I acted as if I didn't care. I did care. It was just cool to not care. And I was certainly not
And that's
going
why
to
you're
give
still
that
cool to this
my
day.
parents. It is still cool.
Your
to not
parents
care.
knew that. They knew
That's
you were
cool.
doing that. They knew you were putting up a defense. and
They
that you
did
actually
not know
did
that.
care.
My parents will tell you they thought that I didn't care about any of it. And I've told them now, I'm like, it was a big regret of mine. I think you should go to support your kid, your nephew, who is transitioning into adulthood. I think that is a massive milestone, and you should just
hit up
go.
your nephew's school and see if they can spare a
because
cap
if
and gown
there is
for Ben
one,
and bring
if there,
Ben
just
with you,
shut up.
and
Just
Ben
shut
can
the
have this
fuck
moment.
up. Fuck.
Ben can have
I
his
hate you so
graduation
much.
in Baton Rouge.
If there is one thing that you should support with just staunchly and without questioning is a kid's education. There should be no fucking question. You should just show up to that because it is important
but
for
it's
kids
over.
to
The
learn.
graduation, it's already happened.
Oh, stop it. Stop. You're the...
What if it's
you, Andrew.
Louisiana? You know what they're doing in that state. They're probably banning books. They're probably not teaching African-American history. You really want to support that education, Ben? That's pretty problematic.
That's a good point.
No,
That's
you can tell.
problematic.
You can tell.
The
You go to that.
education
You go to that
that
graduation.
and
You're
say,
supporting that regressive
I-
You're
curriculum.
supporting that regressive fucking educational policy.
Oh, wow.
That's fucked,
Wow.
dude. That's
Wow.
fucked.
Do we
I think
want to
you
go
don't
back
go as a
to your
protest.
talk earlier about the
don't go as a
baseball? Do we want to go
protest.
back to the baseball talk?
So you can
and your
you can
choice
be
about this
old
because
Ben
I feel
Roy,
like
banned book Ben Roy.
there has been a heavy through line of race in this episode with you today,
You were
Adam.
uncomfortable with the fucking
One of which
reference
I
that
do
made
not
sense.
think you are qualified to comment on. Okay,
As a guy who's read 1 million baseball books and loves the Negro Leagues and knows
All right.
all about it.
It's time to vote.
No, it is not time to vote because Adam, it chose such a shit way to go about this.
Nope.
Where he could have just listen. He could have chose funny, which is normally what happens. If the first two come out with the best possible options, number 3 chooses funny.
Oh,
they take
Ben,
a knee on that.
You still
episode.
don't get it. Funny chooses you.
And he comes in, and what's he say? What's he say? Oh, I'm going to slide into the tiniest parking spot so that we can't open our doors anymore because you've jammed your brand new Fiat into
We're
that
gonna
space.
we're gonna ding.
And you
We're
look
gonna
like
ding your paint job, dude.
You don't think it's 90 miles a gallon, that Fiat?
you look like Stuart Little in it with your little red leather coat that you
I don't
bought.
care.
To
I'll exit out the sunroof. That spot is a good parking spot.
All right, Andrew, call it because I'm
All right,
so
time to
fucking
vote.
angry. at
Ding,
this.
ding, ding. Time to
He-
vote. Time to vote.
But
This is
Andrew,
competitive
can you just
advice.
back me up on this real quick? Shouldn't have Adam taken the joke route. He didn't have to slide in third serious. He didn't have to come in third serious one.
Third serious feels weird, but I think we'll see if it
I
cost
wanted,
him.
you know
We'll see if
what?
it cost
Cloud
him.
seed. But Baton Rouge can't handle another direct hit from a storm. Cloud seed the area. You know what I mean? Like they're doing already. Chemtrails. Do stuff like that to cause some sort of weather event.
Guys, education is so important, and as Ben is showing us,
Swatting. That's cool. Call in some sort of a swatting
wow.
event.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
about?
I think he's trying to cancel the graduation with different
Yeah,
methods.
swatting. You guys don't know what
okay.
swatting is? It's where
Yeah,
you call
I know.
in
It's a
SWAT
game.
team.
It happens in
We do.
gaming.
Yeah, we do that. A bomb threat, a classic bomb threat, a good 1990s bomb threat.
Yeah.
But what did you guys do? You came in serious and you left this palette packed. It's too packed. I can't find the paints. Andrew, call it. I'm done. Paints are mixing.
You're
I don't know,
unhinged.
I lost the train of thought. I don't know, 3 or 4 sentences ago.
Yeah. Train accident, train wreck. Okay.
Yeah, the train
My
came into the
God.
station and blew past
Train
the
came in the
tracks.
station at
Took out the
100 miles an
cafe.
hour, no brakes.
Yes,
Right
it
through
was
the
a
wall.
paint train. It's a train carrying paint. And because there was so many different colors of paint that you jammed into that one car, they're all mixed now. No one knows what we're
You're
looking
insane.
at.
Okay.
All right. I got in the game. I got out of the way of books.
It's
talked
competitive.
All
It's competitive
aboard
advice.
the
There can only
paint
be
train.
one. We can't vote for ourselves. Here's what I'll say. Adam's advice seemed good, right? It seemed like, oh, look, I'm getting more info. I'm getting more recon. But what it actually did was involve your poor brother or sister, this other person, into your mom's drama and bullshit because you asked them and they're like, oh, I think they'd be okay with skipping it. And then you go to your mom and you're like, oh, Tony said that they think that it won't matter if I'm there. Oh, now 2 people are drawing the mom's ire. You made this messy, muddy situation because you can't make a decision for yourself like an adult about what you want to do. So I'm voting for Ben because at least you're making the choice for yourself without muddying it up, without bringing in other people to make it messy.
I didn't even think of that. And you look so fucking stupid right now, Adam.
Oh, yeah, like siblings always aren't drawn in anyway. Like it wasn't going to be fucking, that's the inevitability of fucking parenting.
Did you hear
and
that was Andrew irate? Listeners, that's how mad
no sibling wants to be dragged into a mother's ire because somebody else is trying to dodge out of it. You either just dodge it or you go. So I'm taking Ben's got my vote. Wow. You can just go and support your nephew.
Yep.
You won't regret it. If you get a deathbed recollection, you'll be like, well, at least I went to that fucking graduation of Baton Rouge. I guess I've got a shot at heaven.
Baton Rouge in the summertime. That's nice.
No one has ever said that. Ben?
I know. I need to stop talking. Andrew, it's not hard. I'm going to vote for you because I think that you also chose something and you convinced me in that. You chose an adult move. And that's what you did, Andrew. You
the light is like naturally leaving Adam's room,
office.
Which could not have happened at a better time as darkness enshrouds him.
You know what, Andrew? You're so
mad.
cute. You're just so cute.
Thank you.
I'm choosing Andrew because Andrew was acting like a fucking adult and making a decision and not going, hey, what do you think if I didn't go? Because mom is, who gives a fuck? You're an adult. Either go or don't go. Make a decision. Be an adult. Andrew, thank you for supporting me. And I support you. I see you. And whatever wins, I think we should split the win together. Whoever gets this one.
No, I don't like that.
Okay, well, you're an asshole. And I've never liked you. Adam?
Well, your vote cannot be rescinded, so I still have it.
It's locked in. I'll never give it to Adam on this episode.
A lot of people are going to think that I provoked your guys' wrath by being so fucking cocky up front. But I know what pissed both of you off was that I was asked to do a comedy festival. And you don't know what that feels like.
And it's
wow. One comedy
a final
festival.
dig before he must come before the 2 thrones and lay a crown at the foot of one.
I come before every throne.
Every time I go into his restroom, there it is, semen on the floor in front of the bowl.
Just because I come before your throne does not mean I worship
producer
it.
Ron, do not
I come
look
before
down.
every throne.
You said we could behave however we wanted on this episode, so do not look down at the floor. Okay, he came before the throne.
Yes, that was my favorite fucking.
There, dig deep, Adam. There you go.
I forgot
Where's
the
your
name
riff
of it already.
going?
Game of Thrones book. Come before you get it. Anyway,
you almost fell asleep in the middle of that riff.
Yeah, I really did.
You started nodding.
I forgot the name Game of Thrones, and I was in my head. I was saying Lord of the Rings, and I was like, "That's not it."
That's not it, dude.
You got this look on your face, like
Lord of
I don't want to do this podcast anymore.
I didn't get the win, so like, what am I even? Why am I still here?
Yeah.
Because you have to vote.
And now you have to crown one of us as the winner of this episode.
It's very easy. That's a very easy choice.
Good.
It's Ben Roy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Ben Roy doesn't weaponize advice on the pod to feel good about his bad decision.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I feel fine about my bad decisions.
And I've considered you guys brothers for as long as I've known you, but only now do I wish to consider one of you an uncle, and it's Ben, Uncle Ben, who will show up to my graduation.
Yeah, I would show up to your graduation.
With rice for everyone.
And you know what? Cool riff, Adam. That was cool.
I nailed it, though. I didn't stumble into it. I had it ready to roll.
You looked awake, too, for that riff. That one, you didn't look like you weren't rubbing your eyes.
Never forget a rice brand. A fantasy brand for sure. But a rice brand, I'm locked in.
And that was such a clean riff. Adam. Adam, I want you to know, you know what I would do? If I came to your graduation, 17-year-old you, 46-year-old me, we'd go to it. And then afterwards, I'd drive you out to the stockyards, like with somewhere where we can see the freight trains leaving, all the Pacific Unions, the big diesel ones. And then you and I would sit on the trunk of my Buick LeSabre and we'd split a fifth of Evan Williams, just you and I, straight from the bottle, passing it back and forth, smoking cigarettes, talking about what the future holds. I'd do that for you,
buddy. I love nothing more than that.
We should just do that anyway.
We should do that now.
Yeah. I never graduated. Maybe you could be that for me. Like you could take me out and tell me about what life is going to be like when I do finally graduate.
Sure, buddy. I'll print up a bunch of fake college acceptance letters. You can choose which one you want to go to. The future's yours.
I want to go to Emerson.
Okay.
That's where I want to go.
This is the saddest thing.
Is that a good school?
It's the saddest image, and it's the saddest.
Sure, buddy. Emerson's a great
It is, and a
school.
lot of entertainers we know went to Emerson, so it makes sense you'd heard of it.
Boston, creative. Yes, it would be a great spot for you. I really think it would be a great place for you
My
to launch.
top 3 picks are Emerson, Howard,
HBCU, strong choice.
And and then the University of Maine at Fort Kent, if I can get in. And
I think you should treat University of Maine at Fort Kent as your safety.
That's my safety school. There's 900 students at the University of Maine at Fort Kent.
Wow.
I think I could get through like most of my friendships in the freshman year. I could burn through those in freshman year.
I hope this advice helps you, listener. I'm sorry that Andrew and Ben are petty.
Congrats to Ben on the win. I'm fine with it.
Thank you, Andrew, for being a sponsor of this win. And thank you, Adam, for participating in the episode. For there has to be 3 for the voting system to work. I want to thank my mother and my father for not giving up on me when they should have. I know you saw a lot of signs of my Papa tried. Sit down. And producer Ron, who just joins us,
doesn't know what we're talking about.
I think if there's one takeaway from this episode,
producer Ron
tried,
suffers from so much Papa tried sit down. That's
what we determined PTSD means is Papa tried sit down.
Papa tried sit down.
But thank you both for participating. I'm sorry you lost today, but it brings me one step closer
to God.
Indeed. To Joseph Smith. And what a great
We're
episode.
only allowing this weird victory speech because you win so infrequently. You can't normally
I'm just
do
curious
this.
how long it's going to go. And he's turned to his phone, which means it is winding
I wrote
down.
down a few things. I hope it's not really that.
Or if it's not winding down, at least there's a pause coming.
Yeah.
There is just 1 second. I've written a few.
You're getting the wrap it up. Ben, you're getting the wrap it up. Wrap it up.
First of all, Bud Barnes, I couldn't have done this without you.
You can just gently fade Ben's mic out.
I just wanted to say thank you to my theater.
We have a live show that goes down the last Saturday of every month here in Denver at the Bug Theater. We've got a great clip from a recent show. You're going to love her. This is Kelsey Rosen. Meanwhile, stick around. We've got a third act with a little announcement for you.
Yeah. I'm on Zoloft right now. Where's my Zoloft crew? Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Where's my Lexapro crew? Okay. Are we doubling up over here? Hell yeah. Where's my Wellbutrin crew? All right. Hell yeah. Listen, thank you for sharing. I am not asking to put anybody on the spot, okay? I am just trying to figure out who is happiest. Yeah, because I will switch. But Zoloft, I think we got it tonight, Zoloft. Hell yeah. I love Zoloft. I can still come on Zoloft. Yeah. Yeah, I try by myself once a month, just to make sure I still got it. No, I can, but I don't. I have lost my sex drive. It's gone. I lost it. Don't worry. It'll come back. I think it's a seasonal thing. I lost my sex drive, and it was replaced by a lust for soup. Yeah. I know that sounds insane, but I felt the change happen to my body, okay? It was like a Freaky Friday kind of scenario. Like my libido left and the soup drive came in. And, oh man, I just fucking love soup so much. I don't know. Here's what happened though. This guy I've been seeing, he asked me if I wanted to hang out that night. He was inviting me over for a little sexy time, and I told him no. And I told him why I said no. I'll tell y'all why I said no, and it's because I was at Target, and I had just bought 2 different kinds of soup. And my big plans for the night were to go home and mix those 2 soups together. You know? But like, do y'all get it? I could have been getting fucked, okay? I could have been getting railed. I could have been bent over a stool, getting my asshole thumbed, getting choked out with my own nipple clamps. And I said, no. None of that for me. Because I got to go home and I got to take this corn chowder and this baked potato soup and I got to mix them together. Thank you. I would fuck for French onion, though. I would. That's a sexy soup.
Welcome back to the third act, everyone. We have some news for our listeners. We kind of teased it up front, but here it is. We are changing the name of the pod to Advice Fight.
Advice Fight. We thought, what if people could say the pod title out loud?
What if the podcast title made sense for what it is that you do?
Yes. As many of you listening have already noticed, we've just sort of veered in this direction slowly, and we love doing this. And this name and this direction, it's just reflecting the name is reflecting the direction we've been in.
It's still us. We're still the Grawlix. We're still hating each other. And really just the name is...
It's the same podcast you know and love. There might be a few tweaks here and there as we roll it out, but we're very excited about it. We're excited for you to come up with names for yourself, perhaps Vice Squad. We'll see. We're talking internally about what you should call yourself as fans, but it's the same podcast you know and love.
Yep.
We're just starting kind of fresh with some new imagery and a new title and new music, and we're excited about the change. We hope you are as well, but don't worry. I think that's what Andrew's trying to say. It's still the same Grawlix podcast you know
Same
and love.
podcast. We may even from time to time undertake a good old-fashioned challenge if one crosses the desk that we think is funny.
Fashion chow.
But just basically a name change that everybody can remember because the Grawlix is a nightmare at times. So
we've been saddled with an obscure title that's kind of hung around our neck like an albatross.
And we want a title where if you tell your friend or coworker about the pod, they'll actually retain the information instead of being like, what the fuck were they talking about?
So that's the way it's going to work. We're going to do one more episode of The Grawlix Saves the World. That'll be the next episode. Then we are going to take a short break. Hopefully it won't be too long. And then we will be back as Advice Fight, but we're going to be back as soon as possible. We don't think it will take very long to just switch some of this over, and hopefully we're gonna have some great guests.
Oh, I remembered something
with the advice.
Yes, great, more guests. Also, we need letters from you, the listener. We need them bad. Advice Fight cannot function without advice being given. So hit us up with questions now. Direct message us. However you want to get to us, send us your questions. We will talk about them on the pod. We can't wait to do it. So thank you.
And thanks to the listener that gave us today's.
Oh yeah, big
letter.
Thanks to our anonymous listener that sent that letter in today. My gosh, that was great. And Andrew, do you have it in you? Let's get it. We've only got a couple more times.
Let's do
of
it.
this.
Plugs.
I'll go first. If you listen to this the day it comes out, tomorrow I'm at Comedy Works. I've been hyping this show. It's going to be so fun. BK Sherrod, the Grawlix Saves the World, a.k.a. Advice Fights, Andrew Orvidal, and Rory Scovel are on the bill. And then I will be doing a bunch of time at the end. Come down to Comedy Works, one of the best clubs in the world, right here in Denver. Love to see you there.
That is going to be great. I will second that. That's going to be an amazing show, and we should pack it out. The energy at that downtown club when it's sold out, it goes up just a little extra notch, and you can feel it. So you should definitely come out. That is a absolute banger lineup.
Hell yeah.
I will plug coming up, if you're listening when this episode comes out, January 30th, so this coming Thursday, 2 days from now, Adam, another one of Advice Fight stalwart alum.
Oh, sure.
And Rory Scovel and myself will be doing another movie night at the Bug Theater. These have been so freaking fun. Tickets are going quickly.
They are. They're
but
moving.
We pick a movie, we sit up there, and three of your favorite people roast it, and you watch it, and have some snacks and some soda or a couple drinks, and it is the best time. So you want to get your tickets now to Movie Show with Adam, Ben, and Rory.
Sure, whatever. It is what it is.
I'm in the show.
Oh, great.
Shut up, Adam. As always, this show does not work without producer Ronnie D helping us. He joined us late, but producer Ron Doyle came in today with a beautiful beard. So thank you, Ron, for both the beard.
Kempt. Very kempt.
It's very old-timey. As always, big thanks to Mike Henderson for your help recording the live show. Theme music, as always, brought to you by the imitable Charlie Continental. You can follow us at Grawlix Comedy anywhere on social media. We're all over the place. Send us your letters as well to Patreon, to our social media.
Get us those letters. We need them, everyone. Get them in there.
And then subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Grawlix Saves. That's the easiest way to support this podcast. As we said, we will be back next week with a brand new final episode of the Grawlix Saves the World with that name. The last time with that name. So please tune in. And I got to say it. Play us out, Charlie!